When you stop caring, everything falls into place. Imagine this: your alarm buzzes, and before you even sit up, your thumb is already scrolling. News about wars, markets crashing, someone ranting about their coffee order, and suddenly your pulse is racing before your feet even touch the floor. All day you're nudging outcomes, editing yourself in conversations, rewriting text messages like they're peace treaties. By bedtime, your mind is still sprinting through disasters that never happened, through arguments no one else heard. You fall asleep gripping the steering wheel of a parked car. Now here's the twist. The week I practiced not caring, really letting go, everything started falling into place. My inbox got quieter. Friends I hadn't heard from reached out. Even traffic felt lighter, like the universe finally stopped testing me. What changed? I stopped trying to squeeze life into my control, and in that letting go, I found something better than control. I found peace. This is the paradox the Stoics knew 2,000 years ago. When you stop caring about everything, you finally start caring about what actually matters, and that's when life quietly aligns itself around you. Section 1. The illusion of control. We grow up sold on this lie. If you just try hard enough, you can control everything. Work harder, push more, plan every detail, success is guaranteed, right? But reality doesn't play by those rules. That promotion, it depends on a boardroom's mood. That relationship, another beating heart you can't command. Even the weather can trash your best-laid plans. The harder you grip, the more life slips away. Psychologists call it the control paradox. The more you fight uncertainty, the more anxious and trapped you feel. Your brain starts scanning for threats that don't exist. It floods your body with cortisol. It shrinks your world until every glance, every email, feels like a test. Hypervigilance disguised as diligence, fear dressed up as responsibility. And here's the worst part. You can spend your whole life tightening screws on a machine you were never hired to operate. Section 2. Enter the Stoics. 2,000 years ago, a former slave named Epictetus drew a line in the sand. Some things are up to us, some are not. Up to us, our opinions, our actions, our values. Not up to us, the weather, the markets, the traffic, the way the barista spells your name. Sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. Because once you divide the world this way, life stops being a tug-of-war with an invisible opponent. It becomes a dance you lead when it's your step, you follow when it's not. The Stoics weren't cold or numb, they were focused. A swordsman doesn't swing at shadows, he strikes only where his blade can reach. That's the shift. Stop wasting strength on the uncontrollable, and suddenly you have energy left for what's truly yours. Section 3. The moment of surrender. My breaking point came on a Tuesday that felt cursed from the start. The presentation file corrupted an hour before the meeting. The subway froze between stations. Then came the text, "We need to talk." My chest locked. The old loop kicked in: panic, fix, panic again. But then a quieter thought slipped in. What if none of this is mine to solve right now? I exhaled. I rewrote the pitch from memory. It came out sharper than before. I replied, "Happy to talk. When's good for you?" Instead of dissecting worst-case scenarios. And you know what happened? The world didn't collapse. It kept spinning, only a little straighter, like a tilted picture frame finally set level on the wall. Section 4. Life after the release. The first thing you notice when you let go, energy like a hidden reserve you didn't know was yours. You send the email and forget about it. You make the call and move on. You stop replaying outcomes in your head like a broken cassette. Detachment, it turns out, is a superpower. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Miss the train? It's not punishment, it's a gift of 30 extra minutes to read. Get rejected? Not failure, but data for your next attempt. When you stop clutching, every obstacle becomes raw material. Life shifts from injury to information, and everything you feared starts working for you instead of against you. Section 5. Relationships realign. Control corrodes relationships faster than rust. We hover, correct, pre-approve, and then call it help. When I stepped back, something changed. Conversations softened. I asked once, then listened twice. My sister told me she was thinking about quitting her job. Old me would have opened a spreadsheet, charted her options, maybe even built a PowerPoint. New me just said, "Sounds big. How are you feeling about it?" Her face lit up. Because people don't want co-pilots grabbing the controls, they want a tower waving them clear for takeoff. And here's the miracle. When I stopped chasing, old friends resurfaced. 3 of them reached out within a month. Not because I pushed harder, because I finally got out of the way. Section 6. The productivity paradox. Here's the irony. The less I tried to control, the more I got done. Google once ran a study called Mind the Gap. They found their most productive engineers weren't the ones glued to dashboards or micromanaging every metric. They were the ones who scheduled empty blocks of time for deep work, ignoring the noise long enough to focus. Same workload, 27% more code, fewer bugs. Flow follows focus, and focus dies under micromanagement. So I stole their rule. Set the intention, show up fully, release the result. No more button-mashing refresh on my inbox. And strangely, output went up while stress sank to a whisper. Turns out freedom works harder than force. Section 7. How to practice not caring. Here's how you train the muscle of letting go. 1. Morning triage. Out loud, list what's yours today and what isn't. Say it so your ears believe it. 2. The pause phrase. When control spikes, whisper, "This isn't mine to steer." 9 times out of 10, it's true. 3. Amor fati rehearsal. Take any annoyance and narrate it like a gift. Spilled coffee, good new shirt, fresh start. Silly? Maybe, but less silly than suffering twice. 4. Evening subtraction. Before bed, write one thing you let unfold without meddling. Celebrate it. Brains learn better from rewards than lectures. These drills aren't about apathy, they're about accuracy. The more you practice, the lighter life gets. Section 8. Stumbling and returning. Letting go isn't a light switch, it's a muscle. Some days I still catch myself white-knuckling my phone when those 3 typing dots appear. But Stoicism is forgiving. Every breath is a reset button. When I spiral, I practice the view from above. Imagine zooming out past your street, your city, your country. From up there, the traffic jam, the awkward silence, the missed promotion. They shrink into pixels on a massive mosaic still being laid. Perspective dissolves panic. You see the bump in the road for what it really is, just a pebble on the path. Falling back into old habits isn't failure, it's training. Every return is a rep, and every rep makes the muscle stronger. Right now, pause. Name one thing you're gripping too tightly. That unanswered email. Your kid's messy room. The number on the scale. Now decide just for today to unclench. And here's your challenge. In the comments, drop one word, released. That's it. No essays, no backstory. Just released. Because when you say it out loud, you've already loosened the grip. And when you post it here, the rest of us become your witnesses. If this message is landing, hit subscribe. Each week, we sharpen the same tool together: practical Stoicism for modern chaos. Discipline shared is discipline doubled. Conclusion. You were never hired to run the universe. Your job is smaller and far more powerful. The Stoics knew peace isn't the absence of noise, it's tuning your ear to the signal beneath it. When you stop caring about everything, you finally start caring about what matters. The honesty of your actions, the quality of your attention, the miracle of simply being here. And then, something shifts. Your inbox feels lighter. Your relationships soften. Even traffic doesn't bite as hard. Because life isn't asking you to wrestle it into place. It's asking you to let go of the wheel of the parked car. And finally walk, free, in the only direction you ever controlled. The next step forward,